Welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague live from the DreamHack Monster Energy Studios, where we just witnessed our first game. It was a very short first game. Ninjas in Pyjamas didn't really have a chance against Virtus.Pro.
No,
at all.
I think Andy and Owen said it's pretty much just a draft. Like when they picked Nature's Prophet as well, like none of these heroes have any lockdown for Weaver and Queen of Pain. And you just saw them walk all over them, basically. Like they missed if they don't get the Shadow Steam and Disruption on top of the Distract Stone, what else do they have?
Lanes went about as poorly as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier actually before in the pre-show, like if you don't win your lanes, you know that's basically what you have to do this patch: win your lanes and win the game.
It's hard.
Yes.
And then on top of that, like you have Bristleback IO. You know, it's a pretty solid combination. But then the AA Blast on top of that, even like later on in the game, I don't think there was. They had them fairly locked down, VP in the draft. They knew what was cracking.
So we didn't get a chance to do this right before the series, but I'm curious, were you expecting this game to go this way? Because we didn't take predictions, so I'm just curious what your thoughts were. Obviously, it's easy to say yes, exactly what I was predicting.
I was actually going to say this entire draft, and I knew what minute it would end.
First pick.
Yeah. But no, I actually, when I watched the games last week, they were very dominant in them games, VP as well, so I was going to go on a similar 2-0.
You were going to go for 2-0.
Mm-hmm. I actually was gonna say that I thought NIP could take a game because I thought that their lanes went sort of okay last week, and I thought maybe, you know, after watching the summit and kind of like figuring out their drafts a little more, they would do better. But now I realize that was totally wrong, and I don't think they're like if they are gonna win, they have to win the draft, and then they also have to win their lanes. And so unless that specifically happens, like if they lose their lanes, there's no way.
But you could also say that like their play individually is pretty good on NIP. Like it was literally just the draft, and it's easier to fix the draft than to become.
Prophet had a bit of a questionable play for First Blood.
Oh, okay. Maybe he doesn't play Nature's Prophet.
Okay.
Yeah, he missed a sprout. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Andy just gave me the like.
We've all misclicked. That's why they had the theory that something was stuck in his mouse.
Ah, is that what they said?
Yeah, maybe there was a piece of paper or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a ball mouse.
No, maybe he has a cat.
Yeah.
It was a cat.
Because cat hairs get stuck in the laser of the mouse?
Yeah, maybe he's playing on a glass table. You know, like it screws up the optics.
His mouse pad fell on the floor.
Isn't there like, can you use optical mice on glass tables?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. But you can use laser. I'm pretty sure you can use laser. No.
I don't actually know. I haven't tested this. I'm not an expert on mice.
Well, you sounded like you were. You're like, they're probably using a glass table.
I didn't mean to set this up.
I just assumed.
Well, in this very short game, there was one fight where it already looked like that was basically the nail in the coffin fight, and I think Shane selected that one, so it is time to go to the drawing board.
Welcome to the drawing board. So, I didn't actually select that fight.
Oh, wow.
But what I did select is...
This is embarrassing.
Illidan going completely ham.
You wrote down the time and everything.
I did write down the time, but I didn't want to show like just like this 2-second long clip of someone dying. I wanted to show Illidan basically diving past the tier 1 tower at 12 minutes. And
that's the fight that I meant.
Is this the one? Not the one in the middle. Okay,
so
but
this is
basically okay, I can't...
Do you not know what middle is?
Huh?
This
is in middle. Yeah, but I thought like further middle. Sorry, Shiva.
What? It doesn't way off track now.
Yeah. Where are you pointing to?
This is where the other fight was. Nothing's happening there right now. don't look here. Okay, so basically Illidan is just completely unstoppable at this stage. The Shadow Demon dies at the start. He TP's back in, but once Shadow Demon is dead, they have no way to stop him or set up any stuns. And while this has happened, they actually use the disruption onto Illidan, or I don't even know. It's like onto Phobos.
Isn't that worth it at this point?
Yeah,
onto Phobos, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Thank you, Scriff.
What did he do?
He rewinded a little bit so you could see it was the Viper that got disrupted.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Well, what can you do? Like, it's literally over at this stage.
Is the fight event, though.
And GT blinks in. They still have no lockdown for him. They could have, like, they get a nice tether and they heal up Limp a bit on Bristleback, but at this stage, it's like...
I think if they wanted to have a chance, then this is the stage where this Bristleback would have been fat enough to be able to at least not lose this fight. But they lose this fight, and they actually lose quite a bit of map control off the back of it as well. I believe they lose the tier 1 tower soon, and it's just
like
over.
Even Era buys back on the Shrek at the end of the fight and gets nothing out of it. It was just sad times all around from NIP.
So what do we want to see for the next game? What's the key ingredient for Ninjas in Pyjamas to actually win the next series?
I think if they go for the IO Tiny, they need a setup They need
But
like
are they going to go for the IO Tiny?
Maybe a stun.
a stun. It's,
Stun,
it's
good start.
pretty decent. They need some sort of like coordination in the draft, like with the IO if they do pick it again, which they're very good at using it. But in this draft didn't allow them to use it fully. So maybe some sort of, you know, like Beastmaster, that kind of like.
It was banned previously.
Yeah, long setup stun, even like offlane morphling, that kind of stuff. It like kind of like you need lockdown. You need to stop them running around. It's just a thing.
Need to not lose to Weaver super hard in lane too.
Yeah.
The 4 deaths in 5 minutes, I think, was pretty.
When he TP'd
really
back in and then died again instantly, it was a bit sad.
More than a bit sad, I would say. But we're going to find out what they're going to do. Actually, by the way, first, are you still expecting this now to be a 2-0?
No, I'm aboard the 2-0 train now.
Yeah. Okay, there's a 2-0 train going. I actually am also going to say 2-0. Normally, I would say it. I want to see it 1-1, and I still do want to see it 1-1. But Ninjas in Pyjamas have to change something drastically.
Limp picks Quap. They get Aini Tayo, or not Quap. They get Limp picks Puck, and they get Aini Tayo, and they win.
That's their recipe to success?
Yes.
Do you have a recipe for success? Like, if this happens, then they win?
You know, I hadn't really thought about it that way, so no. I didn't plan a scenario.
Oh, so you're just like, there's no possible way.
Yeah, well, the possible way is like if they draft a really early, like like one of those teams that just wins their lanes and then they just go through and push all the tier 1s.
Yeah, like pick a mech carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
Group up and push.
Yeah, that kind of thing. That's the only scenario I see that works for them.
There is also a scenario where there is a first pick and it is a gyrocopter, and I have this wild feeling that my intuition is 100% correct. It might be because I see the draft. Draft's going on, so let's go to game 2 of Ninjas in Pyjamas taking on Virtus.Pro.